off. Great. Welcome, everyone. First off, I'd like to thank so many people that have made this room get filled up. I can't mention everyone's name, but Craig, Shelley, Rich, Tom, Hocker, Bob Crowley, the Evans Group, the Vining Group, Heidi Hines. There's so many people, and I'm going to forget someone. Marcus Dilly. I could go on, and someone's going to run into me in an hour. I was like, really, Bill? You didn't mention my name? So I apologize right now. But what a great venue. Thank you, Fillmore. You guys did a great job. This place looks awesome. And our caterer, awesome. Where are you guys? Lasting impressions. A great job with the food. We use you guys all the time. Thank you. And we have our sponsors that I have to thank who make this event possible. New Res Mortgage, you guys in the house, stand up, wave at everyone. There you are in the back. Carolina Title Ventures. Anyone here representing Carolina Title? Thank you for your check. Okay. Choice Home Warranty, in the house, where are you? There you go, thank you. You got to get here earlier next time, get a front seat. Thomas Godley and Grimes Attorney, you guys are awesome. Where are you guys? Oh, right in front. You must have wrote the biggest check. Is that what that is? Okay. So, our first Lunch and Learn was a year and a half ago with 18 people up in Cornelius. Bob, Tom, Rich, can you believe this room? Is that amazing? The first time we did Lunch and Learn, everyone's sweating, bubbling over the words, and look where we're at now. So, I think, Nick, you have me set up? Yeah, I got the clicker. So this is some fun stuff. So let's look at EXP over time. In 2016, in the Charlotte MLS, we had a whopping 20 EXP agents. In 2017, 208 agents. 2018, 750 agents in Charlotte. What do you think that number is going to look like next year? 2,000? Look at our growth and the quality of agents that we're bringing over. We have Dean in the room, Heidi Hines, Melissa Chambers, some of the biggest agents in Lake Norman and Charlotte and Fort Mill. Let's keep going. Let's look at some other numbers. Let's look at our sales volume. 2016, 11 million. We were ranked 386. But we're brand new to Charlotte. A year later, 2017, we closed 116 million, and we're ranked 62 in the Charlotte MLS. 2018, 750 million, and we're ranked 5th. And you know what's amazing about that number? That's only like half the agents. We had so many agents come over, like September, October, November, December. That number is going to bust over $1 billion. And you know that number 5 position? That's just going to go lower. Okay? So I got that call just like you guys got that call. Whoever invited you today, trust me, give them a hug, thank them, because I got that call a year and a half ago from Craig LePage and Shelley Johnson, and I saw the model, and I liked what I saw. I said, this is the first time I saw a real estate company that is built around the agent, not the owner. And I was really intrigued. And Craig said, before you come over, you got to talk to this guy, Brent Gove. This guy, Brent's amazing, Bill. He's out in California. He has a team that does $125 million a year. He has his own talk show, and he's such a great leader. I'm like, great, so I'm going to talk to the biggest egomaniac ever known mankind, right? And I get on the phone with him, total opposite. The most humble person I ever talked to. I was expecting this guy to ramble off how great he was at RE/MAX and Keller Williams, where he came from, and how awesome his team is, and how much sales he does, and how much money he's making. I was on the phone with him 15 minutes. The only thing he talked about was how great EXP was, how it changed his life, all the members of his team. And that humility went a long way with me. What has Brent done for us? Okay, when I joined, I said, are you going to be available to me? I called Brent Gove in California just 2 weeks ago. He's like, hey dude, I'm just about to sit down and watch a movie with my family. We're at the movie theater. Can I call you back? Sure. 2 hours later, he calls me back from the movie theater. This is the kind of support I'm getting from one of the biggest producing agents in the country. What else does he do for us? Monday, he flew from California. He went to Maryland to support an EXP agent to do one of these. The next day, he was in Virginia. Today, he's here with us. Tomorrow, he's in Charleston. The next day, he's in Orlando. I think the next day, Detroit. Where are you? James, where are you guys after that? Detroit? Okay, so it's my honor to present the hardest working realtor and the most humble leader I ever met in my life, Brent Gove.
Well, hello, how's everyone doing today? All right, well, it's great to be here. The weather's amazing. This is what it's like all the time, right? And you're like, yeah, wow. I told my wife, we gotta move to Charlotte. This is awesome. Well, it's great to be here, and wow, what a room. I remember talking to Bill and Craig and Shelley. It was just them, and then the stats they just threw up there. It's very exciting. So today, it's my job to kind of explain to you what all the hubbub's about, why all the agents are so excited, why we're the fastest growing real estate model in North America, shattering records set by our predecessors, cutting records in half, because it's about you guys, it's about your future. So now before I get into EXP and what it's all about, I'll tell you a little bit about me. I've been married 27 years, I have 6 children, all boys except for 4 girls. And that's a special story in itself, but a lot of fun. And of course, I started real estate when I was 30. I've been doing it 22 years. It's my birthday next month. I'll be 53, March 2nd. And I'm a fellow March person, right? Yes. So I got the call though from a friend of mine. He says, "Hey Brent, you should get your real estate license." You know, I'm 30 years old. I'm like, I'd never even thought about real estate. He goes, "Yeah, you're friendly, you're outgoing, you love people, you're gonna be great, you're motivated." And so I said, "Really?" So I got my license and I wasn't great. It was harder than I thought it would be, right? I mean, we were gonna get our license and sell all these homes and do really well. And I struggled. I don't know about you. I was not even the rookie of the year. I think in my first 6 months, I sold 3 homes, maybe 4. And my broker's like, just go show property. I mean, there was no training. But the next year I figured it out, did 18. And then I did 28. Then I jumped to 48 sales. And I was like, ooh, I like this. You know, if I want to raise, I can work harder and go get one. Oh, this is funny. I have a feeling that my zipper's down. It's not? Okay, good. Just ignore that. I just had to do it. Okay, I'm like, oh, my zipper's down. They're all staring at me. I'm just going to get it over with. Okay, Dad. You didn't hear that. It was a private moment with me, but I go, but I try to ignore it. I can't ignore it. All right, now. So anyways, you just got to be a normal human being, okay? No, I'm not in a suit and tie. That's I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I'm a real estate guy. That's all I am here. Like you, I was doing real estate. I did 12 years at RE/MAX. Out in California, loved it, super happy there, great company. 2009, I went to Keller Williams. Some people say the dark side, right? I loved it though. Of course, RE/MAX said it was the biggest mistake of my life. They ruined me. I thrived in that company. I did really well there. I loved my 8 years at Keller. In fact, I was never gonna leave Keller. I was gonna retire there. And 2 years and 3 months ago, I get a call from a friend of mine out in Dallas, Texas, Sheila Fairgeron, she literally changed my life with that phone call. I didn't know it at the time. And she said, "Hey, I'm dying to ask you a question. You had to have heard about eXp Realty by now." I'm like, "No, never heard about it." She's, "Oh my gosh, revolutionary business model in the real estate industry. I heard you speak. I was so impressed with you." Of course, at that point, I would do anything for her, right? You're impressed with me, okay. And she said, "I met you for like 30 seconds in the lobby, so but would you give me your opinion on the model?" That's all she asked, and that's all I've been doing ever since, is asking people I know at Coldwell Banker, RE/MAX, Keller Williams, Sotheby's, Christie's, other companies. Is Allen Tate, is that the one you have locally here? Would you give me your opinion on the model? That's all I want. And then people have been coming in droves. So I'm gonna dive into what it's all about right now. You guys ready? Yeah. That was your whole background on me. There you go. So we'll talk about EXP. So it was all dreamed up by this man right here, Glenn Sanford. Now he's our founder. The company was started in 2009. Glenn grew up in Bellingham, Washington, which is Microsoft country. Bill Gates, he was a tech geek, but he's brilliant. He was a special guy like Elon Musk, like Steve Jobs, like Bill Gates. He was one of those really gifted, high IQ, visionary people. And he was a stockbroker in the early 90s. That's very important. It flows into this background of technology and the stockbroker to create EXP. That background will prove vital in his future. He gets over to Keller Williams in the early 2000s. By 2005-06, he's really heading up technology in a small mastermind group with like 5 other tech geniuses at Keller Williams. And he starts envisioning a company like Uber, like Airbnb, like Amazon, like Netflix, like Travelocity, a cloud-based real estate brokerage without all the overhead of, well, we're going to open a real estate company. Let's go sign a lease for 10 years on 5,000 square feet or 10,000, or you get bigger. Okay, we got to get out of the building, go get 40,000 square feet. And some of these leases are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80,000 a month. You imagine New York City and San Francisco and Seattle and Miami and these different places, what they pay for the rent. And so he says, what if we didn't have to have all that? Because most of the agents work from a home office anyways. And at EXP, you will have an office. We've partnered with Regus. There are thousands of locations worldwide, and every major city has them. They're throughout the Charlotte area, right? I should have asked. Do you have them here? Yeah, they're all over. How many are there in Charlotte? 6 of them? There's 15 in the greater area? Wow, okay, so it's plenty of offices. You don't have to pay to work there. You get a Regus Corporate Suite membership. There's secretaries, copiers, computers, conference rooms. They come in, they call you, hey, Mr. Gove, the Andersons are here. You walk up, hi guys, come on back. You take them to a conference room, just like you did at Coldwell Banker, just like you did at Remax and Keller Williams, except you're a part of this cloud-based company. You're not paying for that unless you want to pay for a private office. By the way, I occasionally meet agents that says, well, I don't pay for my office. I get a free one from, say, Coldwell Banker. I go, really? I go, okay, they don't charge me. I go, what'd you pay him last year? $80,000. Okay, do the math, You can get a private office at a Regus typically for $295 a month, which is $3,600 a year. That's not $80,000. Well, I only paid $40. Okay, it's still not $40. Well, I only paid $20. It's not even close to $20, okay? So your free office is not free at all. Do we all agree on that? Yeah. So you're gonna have offices at EXP. Many of you already have them. Okay, so he envisions this company, and the best analogy is, I'm gonna roll with Netflix right there. Netflix is a cloud-based version of Blockbuster. Raise your hand if you've ever been in a Blockbuster, everybody. Boom, the whole room, okay? Blockbuster put Hollywood Video out of business. They put all the mom and pop shops out of business. This is tantamount to, say, Remax putting every real estate company out of business in Charlotte, except Remax. If you bought and sold real estate, you do it through Remax. That's what they achieved. They were the 800-pound gorilla in the industry. They were Goliath. They were completely in the driver's seat. And this little tech firm says, hey, what about this, point and click, get a movie, you don't have to go out on a Friday night in the rain or the snow or the ice, and you can watch, and they're like, no thank you, because we have 2,000 plus, we have thousands of these Blockbusters set up with 5 and 10 year commercial leases that we can't really get out of. So even if that would bankrupt us it would bankrupt what we've already, our franchise, what we got going. And so they passed on it. So Netflix had to go do it. And in 5 years, they bankrupt a $6 billion company. Uber just bankrupted Yellow Cab. Amazon just bankrupted Toys R Us and Sears. 300 Staples shut down I like Staples. The last 3 years, 300 a year. 8,000 major retail chains have shut down. All your travel agents, for the most part, have been wiped out. All the record stores, except for a few vintage, like, oh, check it out, a record store. And if you have kids like me, they're like, what's that? Well, it's like Pandora, but you had to go buy it. Why would you do that? Digital downloads from iTunes, right? So technology's changing our life. It's just going to get bigger and better, right? So you can embrace it or not. I remember switching from a BlackBerry to an iPhone, and I hated the fact that it was glass. I want to feel the buttons. Anybody remember that? And now I love my iPhone. I can run an empire from Cancun, right? From anywhere in the world. I mean, you can do everything in your hand. It's the greatest thing in the world. Still just a little weird when you start with technology, and that kind of plays into EXP because we're different, right? Were iPhones different than what we used to have? Remember the old Motorola flip phone? How about the big brick thing back in the 80s? So, here we are. We have our cloud campus environment, no desk fees. You can work from anywhere. We cut the overhead of brick and mortar, so we put our money into technology and specifically agent support and lead generation to your phones. If you're at Allen Tate, you need leads. If you're at Coldwell Banker and Remax, you need leads. You could have the most beautiful website. Funny side note, I was talking to a Remax agent yesterday, and she's excited about EXP, but she has to give up a Remax website. And she's stressed about it. She goes, I have the most beautiful website. And I go, really, and she sent me the link. I clicked on it, and sure enough, it was a good looking website. She had a real professional headshot. And she's like, I don't want to give this up. And I'm like, well, we have websites exactly like it, and I'll get into how that works. But I said, can I ask you a question? And I knew the answer. I go, how many leads do you get every week from that? And we're texting. And she was right back, and there was nothing. For like 10 minutes, and she said, well, I don't really get leads from it. You're supposed to get leads from your website? I'm like, oh yeah, slightly. Our websites, what do you spend a month on marketing? She says, and she does about 30 deals a year. She says, well, I pay Realtor.com $150 a month, and I get 4 leads every month for $150. And she goes, yeah, my contract's up next month, I'm gonna cancel. I go, if you take $100 a month and you switch over to one of our lead generation CRMs, right, which is conversion with a K, you can Google that after the meeting. People pay $600 a month for that website, and EXP has 16,000 of them, and so we make it available to our agents for $50 a month. Let me ask you a question, is $50 a month affordable? Yes or no? Yes. Is it sustainable? Yes. So it's an affordable website. Now, if you spend $100 on marketing, we can typically get you 10 to 20 leads a week. You spend 200 more, 300 more, we all know the more marketing dollars to spend, the more leads you can generate. But you're already spending 150. Let's drop that down to 100. And let me help you get 10 to 20 leads a week, which just doesn't sound like much, but 40 to 80 leads a month on top of 0, right? Or I guess 4 from Realtor.com. And so she said, wow, really? I go, really, all the time. Do you think you'd sell more real estate if you added 40 to 80? Well, I tried internet leads before. She didn't say this, but other people think this. I tried it before. Yes, and you drove leads to your crummy website, right? Have you ever had the $49 a month website? And then you upgrade to the $79.99 website. You go for broke at the $99 a month website, or maybe you got a $200 a month website. Agents don't spend a lot of money. People line up to pay $600 a month to conversion, and you get it for $50 a month because you can Google it, go yourself, you're gonna get one, they will charge you $600 a month. It's a hugely popular website. Because we got 16,000, it's called economies of scale discount. So our agents get it for much less, and it's yours. They're not shared leads, they are your leads. You don't call them, they are wasted. So let's move it on off of that. There's 4 reasons you want to look at coming to EXP. 4 reasons why agents love EXP and come to EXP. The first one is lead generation. The second one is training. The third one is stock awards. And the fourth one we're going to wrap up with today is revenue sharing company, because we don't have all the bloated overhead of a traditional brick and mortar of all the prior predecessor companies. What's going to happen is we're able to take that money and share it back amongst the agents. Do agents like it? Bill just showed you the numbers before I started, and those aren't, 386 to 60 something to 5, the numbers. I mean, yes, they like it, they love it. And some of you have talked to people that didn't join. It took me 9 years to join Keller Williams. They worked on me for 9 years. There are people who will be here in a year or 2 or 3. They're going to be late adopters. I was. I'm glad I wasn't here. So let's talk about training. I know I was at Keller Williams, kind of educational snob. I mean, I loved it. At Remax, we didn't have a ton. At Keller Williams, there were 2 or 3 classes a day. We certainly didn't have 2 or 3 a month where I was in Northern California for Remax. So I go to Keller 2 or 3 classes a day. I'm like, I'm loving this. I'm very learning based. If you're new in real estate, whether you come to EXP or not, I want to encourage you, become a student of this business. I was always willing to travel, go. Mike Ferry, Brian Buffini, Joe Stump, Craig Proctor, RE/MAX's annual convention. I go to Keller Williams Mega Camp, family reunion, and I'm taking notes, I'm learning, I'm reviewing my notes, I'm coming up with action items, and I'm failing at the bus bench thing. I totally failed. I failed at TV, totally failed. Failed at real estate twice. Fail. But I found things that worked. And I went on to sell over 429 homes a year, each year in California in their market. Would that be a good number? Yeah. But I'm a guy who is so willing to fail. I'm on the stage today because when I saw EXP, I go, I have to try this. If it doesn't work, I'll go back to Keller Williams 6 months later and go, hey, did a stupid thing, didn't work, take me back. We told you it wouldn't work. And that's the risk. It's not a capital risk. We're not a franchise. You can't buy an EXP franchise. We're a national brand. It's $149 to join our company. The risk is not financial. The risk is your ego. That's all it is, right? It's an ego risk. You offer it to your good friend goes, you're a dummy, right? No thank you, or not yet. It was 9 years of not yet for me, then I finally went to Keller Williams. And you know what, 6 months later, it worked like beyond my wildest dreams it worked. So it is working. There are 2 million agents in North America. We have 16,000. We have half of 1% market penetration. You're not too late. You've showed up and we've become relevant. We debuted on the NASDAQ last May, and last week our founder got to press the button on the NASDAQ and Wall Street, you know, the New York Stock. It was amazing. You're gonna actually see some pictures of that at the very end when I'm done. But our company stock, I was promised would be worth nothing. I'll get there next, and it tripled since I've joined. It was $2.90 2 years and 3 months ago, right around there, and now it's over $10 and something cents a share, tripling in value when I told it would go the other way. And people that cared about me, that gave me sincere advice, and they looked at me with conviction and passion and told me I was really gonna regret this, just like they did when I left RE/MAX for Keller Williams. And when I left Keller Williams for EXP, I mean, wherever you work, Alan Tate, Better Homes, Berkshire Hathaway, if you say, I'm going to Coldwell Banker, I found Coldwell Banker, they're not gonna go, that's such a great idea, right? They're such a superior, they're gonna go, no, it's bad, stay, I'll give you a better deal, you can have a free office. You know, so it was no different when I came to EXP. But here's the difference. All of a sudden we have 5 to 10 classes every day. Sometimes 13 classes a day, commercial real estate, commercial masterminds, how to list 90 homes in 90 days, how to build a team, how to hire your first assistant, tech tools, you name it, it's all there. Contract review by the state broker in all 50 states. Every week they're reviewing the contract, they're going over updates. I can get to an EXP broker in Canada in about 60 seconds. I can get to a Canadian broker over, you know, Alberta, Calgary, Ontario, EXP's growing all across Canada quicker than you can get to your broker here, because you got to leave this building, go drive down to your office, and find them on a Wednesday. Me, I click on the brokerage office for Charlotte, and I can be talking to your broker in the next 60 seconds. Brokerage support through the roof. Offices, 15 of them locally, and we have thousands throughout the US. So you have offices to work out of, you have brokers you can reach. Of course, we have the same E&O and insurance and all that all the other big brokerages have. The difference is you're gonna get paid for doing something that you've been doing anyways but never gotten paid for. So let's move on. There's our world. Remember I said I hated going to an iPhone, the glass screen from the buttons of a BlackBerry, right? Anybody good at the BlackBerry when that was around? And I'm like, I love my BlackBerry, I love it. And I'm like, oh, why are they changing it? I hate change. It's like the MLS. You're the master of the MLS, and then they switch it. Do you remember when they switched the MLS out? And so I was so like, no, I had to spend weeks relearning it. And I'm like, this is way better than the old system. Same thing, this is way better than the old system. You just like, I hated that screen when I saw that. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm not a gamer. My kids are like, cool, Dad. The next generation, they think this is cool. And it's only gonna get better. But there's auditoriums you can sit in and audit classes, luxury listing presentations at 3 o'clock today on campus. Go sit in there. How to sell 100 homes in 2019. Go take that class. Business planning for 2019. Go take that class. Tax advantages, organizing, on and on. There's all kinds of stuff. Here's a mastermind, this one right here. And the woman in the middle is leading it. Every seat's full. So there's people standing around the room, just like there's people standing here because every seat's full. There's employees in the cloud. You'll see 4 of them up there. There's an accounting department, a marketing department, a brokerage operations department, agent services, technology where they fix your computer. You may think I'm techie. I'm not. I'll show you later today that I am not techie. I love to hug people and I'm friendly. That's about my skill set, okay? I hire people who are techie, and you would not know that I'm not a techie. But so how many employees in the cloud? 40 full-time employees working every day? 80, 180? 350 full-time employees in the cloud to serve you. So as we grow into Mexico and the Philippines and Australia and into South America, throughout Europe and the UK and France and Spain, I never thought about those things. I guarantee you Keller Williams thinks about that because that's their opportunity, it's not yours. I guarantee you RE/MAX thinks about that because that's their opportunity, not yours. And Coldwell Banker, now it's our opportunity because I don't know anyone in Mexico City. Promise me, as you tell some people about EXP and they tell some people, someone's like, oh yeah, my cousin, my uncle is in Mexico City with 40 agents and they're gonna join EXP and your business is gonna go out throughout the country of Mexico and you'll never go. I will go to Mexico to vacation. Cancun, Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, it's fun, it's a fun place to go. So you don't have to travel around the world, but your business will grow around the world, and we'll explain how that's possible. Now, here's how the stock opportunity works. Remember I said there's 4 reasons to come. Leads, nobody does it better than EXP. And we saw the volume hitting over $1 billion this year in Charlotte, and we didn't exist here 3 years ago. We're going to over $1 billion this year, no problem. Numbers through the roof, you've seen all that, so we know it works. So leads, training, stock. So here's the stock part. You're gonna earn stock in our company that has just debuted this year, this past year on the NASDAQ, for doing things you're already doing. Like when you sell your first home each year, it's the top one there, you're gonna earn shares of EXPI stock. 12 years at RE/MAX, 8 years at Keller, we've never earned any shares of stock. Dave Liniger owns the stock for RE/MAX, he's a billionaire. Gary Keller owns the stock for Keller Williams, he's a billionaire. The rest of us, Keller Williams agent, we love that company, we love working there. We don't own any stock. The OPs own the franchise, and maybe they could get a few bucks, but the 300 or 400 agents, they didn't own it. So you're gonna get stock there. When you cap, our cap is $16,000 a year. My cap at my prior company was $27,000 a year. It's quicker for agents to cap, and the split is 80-20, and it's there's no six. I meet agents all the time. Well, I work for Coldwell Banker, I work for Berkshire Hathaway, I work for Better Homes, Century 21. It's an 80-20 split. Those are all franchises. What about the 6% franchise fee? They all say the same thing every time. Oh yeah, it's like they forget about it. So you're really on a 74-26% split, right? So our split's a clean 80-20. We're not a franchise. Whether you're brand new, 80-20. Veteran, 80-20. Now, you think, yeah, but I'm on a 90-10. How many homes do you sell? What did you pay your broker last year? I paid him $40,000. Okay, you're gonna go on an 80-20. That's backwards. But when you get to 16,000, you're done paying. You cap, you go to a 100% split. Whereas someone on 90-10 typically stays there all year. Now you go, well, at my company, they capped me at 10 grand a year. Okay, you will save $6,000 a year over EXP. We are certainly not the least expensive brokerage in town. Let's be clear about that. We're certainly not the most expensive, but again, it's an 80-20 split with a $16,000 cap. When you cap, they give you a bunch of stock in our company. You get more stock awards. When you sponsor somebody, how does that work? Well, I was 12 years at RE/MAX. I probably referred 55, 60 people to RE/MAX in that 12 years. I had 3 thoughtful RE/MAX sales managers, because they were attending Brian Buffini stuff, right? Send me a little note and a $10 gift card. So I received $30 in free Starbucks coffee over 12 years for referring 60 people. I'll give you an example of just one of the people I referred, my neighbor, Mike Pushek. It's 1999. I get home from work, I get a handful of checks. I just closed a bunch of deals. And he goes, hey, how you doing? He just got home, he sold cardboard boxes for Hewlett Packard for laptops and Intel for the, not Intel, but he sold cardboard boxes for computer companies to ship their products. Making $60,000, $70,000 a year plus benefits. I go, man, I'm doing awesome, I'm so excited. I just closed a bunch of deals. I waved the checks. He goes, come over here, come over. And I knew him well enough. He just grabbed all the checks out of my hand. He opens up, he starts flipping through them. And I think there was like $35,000 to $40,000 in checks for the week, right? And he goes, that does it. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I'm quitting my job in the morning. I go, whoa, Mike, it's not as easy as it looks. I've been doing this 4 years. Do not quit your job in the morning. He's got a wife, kids. He goes, I am quitting in the morning. He goes, I go, Mike, it's not. He goes, no offense, Frank. If you can do this, I'm going to kill it. That's what he said. Fast forward, 2004, Mike Pushek sells 333 homes in 1 year. RE/MAX got paid 333 times that year. I referred Mike to RE/MAX, and I like my company. What did Brent get paid? Not even a $10 Starbucks card on that one. So at EXP, if you refer agents to our company, we're going to give you stock. That's how a rising tide rises all ships. My stocks tripled in 2 years and 3 months when I was promised it would go the other way because it was a penny stock. Well, baby, we're not a penny stock anymore. We're right there with the big boys on NASDAQ, and watch some stuff on Facebook if you haven't seen that. Now, we have another program called the Icon Award Program. The way this works is if you cap, what's your average price here in Charlotte? Anybody? $275. So you're probably going to have to sell 10 to 12 homes, maybe 14 to cap. It depends on what price of homes, because some of you sell 200, you might have to sell a little more. Some of you sell average sales price is 350, you'll sell less. In Sacramento, you have to sell about 8 to 10 homes to cap. Our average price was about 350 in Sacramento, which may surprise you, but it's the most inexpensive large metropolitan city in the state of California. Lucky me. I wish it was San Diego or Newport Beach, but we're in the middle of a valley, so the farming community. So basically, you're going to cap quicker, and when you cap and do 20 additional sales, so this is for agents in the area that probably are going to be selling 30, 35 homes a year. In other words, you're iconic. Do we all agree the agents knocking down 30, 35 homes a year, or 50 or 80 or 100 are iconic? Everybody knows them. That's why it's called the Icon Agent Program. It may mean nothing to you, but if you talk to somebody who's doing 40 or 50 or 60 deals a year, it'll mean something to them. What does it mean to them? Well, the $16,000 they pay in, EXP gives it back to them in the form of stock. I met this guy from New Jersey. He's like, wait a minute. They don't write you a check. And people from New Jersey tend to speak their mind, right? I've learned that. And I go, yeah, no check stock. He goes, I mean, what if the stock's not worth anything? It's 3-year vesting too. Oh, yeah, I gotta wait 3 years? I can't even sell the stock? I go, yeah, you gotta wait 3 years. And he goes, I'd much rather have a check. And at the time, when I was new, I'm thinking, yeah, that would be kind of cool because I had my eye on a hot spring spa, right? That's an appreciating asset, right? And then my daughter had just turned 16. She's bugging me to get her a little Jeep convertible, blonde hair, blue eye, put her hair in a ponytail. Like, that ain't gonna happen. Right? But I might have gotten weak and bought her the Jeep, another appreciating asset, right? Get that check, right? But EXP in their wisdom has 3-year vesting for the stock awards, not 30-year vesting, not 10-year vesting, 3. Okay, 36 months. And so I couldn't cash the dumb award. Well, it tripled since I got it. 16, 32, $48,000. And if it does well this year, and who knows, past performance is no future prediction. I have to get the SEC happy. Not here to sell you stock, but I cannot wait. I get to cash my stock in about 9 more months, if I want to. Now, I already own a ton of stock, which is the next one, the Agent Equity Program. It's a benefits package for agents. I don't know if many companies have a benefit package for their agents. What do you mean? Well, you can take 5% of your commissions if you want. This is totally optional. I really don't know anyone not participating in this. And you can take 5% of your commissions, and Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey says, take 10, save 10. And how many people do that, right? But this is half of what you should be saving. And you could buy stock at a 20% discount, which means the day you bought it, you just made 20% on your investment. That happens all the time, right? It's called an agent benefits. Thank you for being here. We want to make you an owner. If you want to, optional. I did that my first year, and I bought $46,000 worth of EXPI stock. Our moniker's up there, and it tripled. What's that worth today, right? You guys with me? I have over 40,000 shares worth between $400,000 and $500,000, and that's not after 10 or 20 years. That's after 2 years and 3 months. Think, well, yeah, but you're a big example. I'll give you that. That is correct. I have agents on my team that are moms that sell 5, 10, 15 homes a year. I got 23 of them. Not every single one of them sells 20, 30, 40 homes a year, okay? I have people who that's what they do. And they might knock down 12 sales, 8 sales, whatever. And a lot of those people only have, 20, 30, 40,000 worth of stock. My average agent has, I would say, 40 to 60,000 worth of stock after 2 years and 3 months. You know what we had after 8 years at our previous company? Nothing. And so guess what I found out? They are more excited. I had this one agent, James is here. Where's James? He's around here? Somebody's right over there. Cindy Silva, she's one of my best agents. She says, I'm so excited. I go, why? She's looked and she showed me the back office. I have $18,000 worth of stock awards. I'm so excited I didn't do anything. I just did what I was doing. It was $18,000. I mean, if your company said, here's $18,000 check, right? Here it is. Or $18,000 of stock in Coldwell Banker. Would you be like, that's nothing? Or would you be happy about it? She was thrilled. We said, Cindy, there's 2 tabs. You ever click on the tab over here? She says, no. I go, click. There was another, I think, $20,000 worth of stock, another way she was getting, she didn't even know about it. She actually had $38,000 worth of stock. And this is like a year ago. She was like, started jumping, she was like vibrating, right? Are you serious? I mean, she's more excited about her stock than I am mine. Are you with me? That's called glue. That's called retention. I came to EXP with 18 agents. Today I have 23. Have 100% retention. I had an agent retire, so I'm not counting that because she retired. She didn't go to another company, but 100% retention. Why? Because they have all these stock awards, and you got to stick around 3 years if you want to cash them. It's like glue. Most brokerages have a problem with retention. We don't. Well, I know somebody that left EXP. Sure, not. You think every single person stays here forever? Name a company. I know people that left Coldwell Banker and Keller Williams. What's that got to do with it? If you look at our retention, the numbers we just showed you, you can't grow like that and have a retention program that Bill showed you, right? Today I have thousands and thousands of agents throughout 45 states, 45 states and 200 major markets. Okay, you can't get that with the retention program. We are busting at the seams. So let's move on. Final one, revenue share. Remember, there's 4 reasons to come to EXP: leads, training, stock awards, and revenue share. Now, can I let you in on a little secret? I was not interested in the leads. We're already selling hundreds of homes every year. Was not interested in the training. I go to training all the time. My team goes to training. I train my team. I mean, it was cool. I liked it, but it just, okay, leads, got that, training, got that, stock. I come from a real estate family. My mom and dad are real estate brokers. 25 years to the last 25 years at Coldwell Banker. Stars in the office. Never number 1, but always 2 or 3 in an office of 70 or 80 agents. Always number 2 and 3 in production. Grew up going to Coldwell Banker picnics. Our family bled blue and white, right? And so bottom line is, I totally lost my train of thought. Is that funny? Anyways, I tend to speak my mind when I'm up here. I'll come back. 52. Wait till you turn 50. Now, so we're gonna yeah.